She's so persuasive, the marijuana, she's so flirtatious.
Welcome to the She Shed podcast where women become unfiltered. I'm your host, Jay Ocean.
I'm the co-host, T Rose.
Period. And now y'all know we've been waiting to do this podcast for a very long time. And it's time for y'all to get to know us and what we be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below because if you don't, and hit that notification bell, okay? Because we'll be dropping episodes every Monday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m., okay? So, TT, because we're starting this podcast, like, what is a goal that you want to reach when it comes to us doing this podcast?
So, I think my biggest goal just being open and just being able to get out of my little shell. I think also just open my variety of conversation with people, because you know I'm the quiet one of the free group. So that was probably for me. What about yourself?
I would say mine is mostly being able to connect more with more women and say things that they want to hear or that they want to say. They just can't say it. We're going to be your person to bring that up to the forefront, you know what I'm saying? And also just to build like a family, you know, of people who want to join the She Shed, you know what I'm saying? We will be bringing in people to interview. So if you are interested in that, you know, or you got something, a brand or something you want to promote, come on in. Hit us in our Gmail, which is the She Shed Talk Show at gmail.com. Again, the She Shed Talk Show at gmail.com. All right. Yeah. So what is our first topic for today?
So we're gonna dive into this conversation, and most people will be biased, but we're gonna be non-biased. That's one thing we gotta be on this show. So we're gonna talk about older men and younger women, but also older women and younger men.
Right, because we don't want to be biased, you know.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Like, what is your take on older men dating younger girls? And what's the youngest you think a man that's like 55 should date in a younger age of women?
Well, you know, your girl like them older little salt and pepper.
Oh, she do like them gray. She like them gray.
But no, I would definitely say my opinion on that is a respectable thing. You know, you got to know what you like and what you can deal with, especially with older man, you know, dating somebody like 18 just because it's legal, not right. I wouldn't say that, but if a woman is like in her 20s and really got her head on straight, I say go ahead, you know. I grew up.
So what's saying that, what is the oldest you would date? Because you're 31.
I'm 31. Mm-hmm.
So what's the oldest you would date at 31?
I'm not going to lie. I would say like 50. Only reason I would say 50 is because it's a respectable, you know, even though it is older, but I feel like they still have that youth to them. 60 is pushing it.
I couldn't date nobody 50 because my mama only like 55. That's like dating my mama. I can't do it. Unfortunately, that's just not for me.
Now, would I say marry and be with them forever? No. Like, dating.
I mean, what's the goal?
Yeah, the goal is to be married, but I'm still like, you know, I'm fresh on the single side of things. So, you know.
So what you gonna get out of men that's 50 then? If marriage is not like the thing you trying to go for, like, what are you going to get out of a man that's 50? Like, what are you benefiting from? Like, what's the benefit of you dating somebody that old?
I would think, like, that knowledge, having those open conversations, you know, they not as judgmental as, like, our own age group. They live on that social media lifestyle kind of thing, and I feel like an older man, they not really stuck on the social media. They really got their morals and they understanding totally different than our day and age men, I would say that.
I mean, I feel like no matter the age, dudes still be on the same stuff, you know?
Yeah, and that's why I said that's not someone I will marry. That and granted, I do want to be married, but that's not what I'm.
That's not the person you strive, the age you striving from. All right, so say a young lady is 25. What's the oldest you think she should date? Because
it depends on what she likes. Now, if she's dating 25, I say respectable, like 30, 36. I'm not going to lie. Depending on what her mindset is. She's still in college probably at that point in time, or she's just getting ready to graduate. Because I think, thinking back to when I was just graduating, I was like 25, 26. So It just depends on what she's going for, what she got going on. But if she just like older men, she like older men.
I mean, I'm gonna give my honest opinion just because I feel like most young girls who date older guys is for security, financial stability, you know what I'm saying? And most of those women already be having kids. You know, and don't nobody want your ass if you 25 with 3 kids. Ain't no 25-year-old about to take care of a woman who got 3 kids.
Okay, now if we thinking on that spectrum, yes. I will say that could be the push for them, but I feel like 25, 3 kids, that's crazy.
I mean, but that's the age these girls is doing it early now, friend. They doing it early. So, like, if you got, say you 25, you got 3 kids, the baby daddies don't want nothing to do with you, and you just decide, okay, I'm going to start dating older men. Do you feel like that's fair to the, well, I guess the older man getting something out of it, too. He get a young tenderoni, because from what I'm hearing, older men don't like to date people their age because they feel like they already stuck in their ways. They're rebellious, or you know, they don't submit, so they like to get younger women to kind of groom them, or they claim teach them things, but I don't think it's right, honestly. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, if you're a woman with 25, you 25 and got 2-3 kids, and you like, I already know somebody my age, not finna go for that, or he not gonna, then you gonna date a little older. But I don't know, 25, the oldest I feel like you should date is like 36.
And that's what I said. I say 36 is like a good age range for a 25-year-old. But now, when I say I can look at something and like it. I can go out on a date, see the vibe, but I don't have to be with that person. True. But the 3 kids and older, yes, because most likely he's already established and has his own kids. He probably doesn't want any more. She probably doesn't want any more. So that could be a agreement on that in the middle. Yeah, and then that stability part, a lot of women want that security. You know, nobody wants to be with somebody, but not all men at that age of 50 got their stuff together.
This is true.
So sometimes a woman has more to bring to the table than a man, and he might feel that meet that need. And then that grooming portion of things, I feel like women be grooming these older men too.
Okay, so you saying that, like, what you mean? Like, are you saying younger women are grooming these older men to be what they want them to be?
Yep. You can dress them how you want them to be. You can kind of coach them into, like, getting into the lifestyle that you want them to have. Like, because, you know, older guys are set in their ways. They kind of already been there, done that kind of thing.
Right.
But you can get them out of that shell faster than you can get a woman to get out that shell. So it's like a 50-50 kind of thing when it's dating older and younger. So
let me ask you this. Is it wrong for, I mean, what do you think, what's your take on older women dating younger guys? Say, for example, she 33, he 19.
Ooh, I almost cursed.
No.
I will say if a woman, that is her looking for some fun.
Oh, you think she's trying to have some fun time?
She just want to have
some fun time. So
you
don't think she want nothing out this younger boy than sex?
No.
Sex. I guess you gotta say segs on social media.
No, because what can you get from a 19-year-old? He just graduated high school, maybe freshman, sophomore year in college. What can he offer you at 32?
Make her feel young and vibrant again.
Yeah. You know how he doing that? Piping her down. Piping her down.
So you think, okay, so I feel like it's the same way for an older man and a younger woman. Like,
and that's what I said. He liked that thrill. He liked that fun part. She's grooming him. He's grooming her. It's vice versa when you look at the portion of if it's an older woman, younger man, younger woman, older man. So it's just like fun for them, I think. It's fun.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was just talking to somebody yesterday and I was telling them, a lot of people don't know Diana Ross used to date Michael Jackson. And you know, she way older than him. Like she met him when she was like 10, when he was 10. And she waited for him to become a teenager to start actually like, you know, messing around with him. And so there's been signs and stuff. You know, I don't know if you know, but Dirty Diana was made for her. A lot of people don't think that. But Dirty Diana that song was actually made around her. Like, he was talking about her the whole time. He got tired of her basically acting like she want to date him, but then going to marry other men, or dating older men in public and then using him for a pawn. So that's what that was really about. Like, so women be out since the early 80s. You feel me? These older women was messing with these younger boys, especially in the industry.
You know what he was doing? Dancing in that dirty diamond. It's that pipe. It's the pipe, or it's the fun.
But some people can't take. Younger boys can't take, if they fall in love with older women, you know what I'm saying? They fall in love, especially an older woman that's grooming them, teaching them this and showing them all this love, and then in turn she decides to stop and want to date somebody that's her age. They might crash out.
So I wonder, how old was Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey?
You know what? We're going to have to look that up and see. There might have been some Rock the Cradle stuff, too.
Because I think Mariah's up in age and Nick is young. I think Nick is in his, 30s.
I don't think they're that far apart, honestly. I don't think they're that far apart.
But I'm just saying, I feel like an age gap to me now is 10 years. Anything 10 years it's a big gap, because when I was 10...
Honestly, if somebody got a decade on you, it ain't shit you can relate with them about. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't relate with you. Like, the same toys you played with when you was my age are not the same toys I played with. We're not gonna mix. Now, I have seen a lot of TikTok couples, and she old and he young, or young and old. It just aesthetically, it just don't mix. Even if that person is in good shape, that age shows through. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but if I look good and I ain't cracked now, the skin looking good, the body T. Well,
but what them health problems look like?
Now, listen.
Mm-hmm. Enlighten me. Tell us your experience with these older men, and I bet you could tell they was old. They didn't look like it.
No, I haven't experienced like that portion of an older man.
Okay.
I've had a date with an older gentleman, and I think the conversation was very nice. Like, it was very respectable. It wasn't like pushing up on me. Like, I've been out with some young cats. That's gonna be, we're gonna talk about them segment.
Them YNs later. Okay, they need to be put on a burner. Okay, they need to be put on a burner.
But I would definitely say, for me going out with the older guy, I actually got a lot of information of like just financial literacy, just how to move in life, dating. It was a lot more than what most people will talk about on a date, and it was very like opening to me. So it was nice. It wasn't him trying to, get my draws. It was like very nice.
He did it professionally.
He did.
He was strategic.
Yes. and the conversation was amazing. Opened my door, came to the door, didn't blow the horn, didn't text me and say, come outside.
Old school.
Yeah.
He traditional.
Yeah, the only thing he was missing was the roses.
But
he had everything else, and we still, we stayed in contact for a while.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah. He was my little sugar.
Well, speaking of sugar, we got to talk about this Shannon Sharpe. Because right now he is being sued for $50 million from a young lady that he met when she was 19. She's now currently 20. She's an OnlyFans model. She do porn. She do all types of things. And unfortunately, she's trying to sue him for $50 million. Now, for sexual assault, she said he was abusing her.
Essay.
Yeah.
He was
essaying her. Mm-hmm. He was abusing her. And so now she's just tired of it and she's trying to step forward. But the guy who is her lawyer is known for like doing shakedowns on a lot of celebrities. He did it on Diddy. He did it on Jay-Z and a few others. So Shannon Sharpe tried to offer her $10 million. She refused to take the $10 million. So now he is suing her. Now, mind y'all, Shannon Sharpe is 56. This girl is 20. So what's the double entendre on that? Like, how do you feel? Because from the text messages and things, they was into some, race play? It was some race play going on. Oh, I think that was Nadia who said that. She said it's race play because he likes being like the big slave guy and she's the white master's wife kind of thing. Like,
so some backdoor kind of, I'm on the field and then you come get me.
Yeah, your big black man is gonna come choke your little white. Like, the text messages was like that. Like, It was one that she was like, I want to lick your booty hole and marry you.
Oh, okay. Let's go rewind. So I'm all about Club Shay Shay. I love Shay Shay and Ocho. I watch them all the time while I'm at work. I ain't gonna lie. You know, they my podcast I listen to.
That man is nasty.
Very nasty.
Freaky Uncle Shay Shay is his name.
Yes. So even from, you know, let's talk about the age. So just referring back to that, one, she's of age. Mm-hmm. She's doing
19 is when he met her. She's
of age by law.
19 is
rape.
Of age.
18.
Jesus Christ.
18. And I see it as, what if it was a 20-year-old in a African American man?
You talking about a black 20-year-old?
Yep, talking just
it
how
still don't
talking.
Make it right.
I'm saying it's not right. The conversation of how their sexual fantasies are being played out. Mm-hmm. But is it his age that's making it wrong and his fame that's making it wrong? Or is it just the overall picture that is wrong?
So this is how I feel. First of all, Shannon Sharpe is a millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. To be as sloppy as to not secure yourself as a millionaire and knowing that people are after your money, mm-hmm. was a fall from grace on his part. You feel me? Because he did offer her to sign an NDA. She refused. And when she refused, I think he should have cut it off right there. He still invited her over. Mm-hmm. They did what they did. And then after that, she started saying he became controller. He was choking her. But now you, in some of these text messages, she was asking for that type of stuff. I want your big black baby and your black gravy. Like, they was into that stuff. Like, it was more like master and slave kind of situation.
So I'm looking at it as a different point of view. Mm-hmm. What would be wrong if he played out exactly what her fantasies was? Why is it wrong?
See, I think it's really not the age that's the problem.
No, I'm just saying overall, what she asked for, choking, spanking.
He was playing it out.
He played out her fantasy. So what was wrong? Why all of a sudden?
She played his fantasy.
But I'm saying, why now you're suing me? Because you didn't get what you wanted at the end of the day? Was there anything behind the scenes of, was she asking for a baby? Was she asking for marriage? Was she asking for a relationship? Like, what played a part that now she all of a sudden wants to come out and ask for, I'm going to sue you?
I think it's the opportunity. Like, she's been recording their calls, different things like that. So she was setting up her play. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, recently Shannon Sharpe was about to sign for $100 million. And so she won't half of that. $50 million is what she asking for.
So my thing is, it's like the more money these athletes and rich people get, the more trouble that comes with it. Yeah. And a lot of things that, you know, like you said, fall from grace. Like, if accidents happen, you know, he thought he was messing with somebody that was gonna be private, was very respectable. He probably looked at her like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. And
an NDA is an NDA. You gotta sign that shit.
But okay. I also feel like, for her, like, why all of a sudden you put everything out there on public, out there for everybody to see anyway? You splitting it wide open for millions to see for money. What made him different?
Shannon, I feel like he's trying to stay relevant, because you gotta remember, like, just a few months ago, his damn audio of him, yeah, baby, move your hand. Like,
he was breeding Michelle back in. Michelle was like,
I ain't gonna lie, I think Michelle was Mike, but we ain't gonna go that far, because them text messages about her licking his booty hole, and he was down for that. He in a butt play, and it's giving what it's giving. So, you know, Shannon Sharpe, you are the weakest link in this situation, because you should have secured yourself. All celebrities should have an NDA. There's 1,500 other young girls that would have dated him and signed that NDA. Mm-hmm. Let me frame this. 1,500 snow bunnies, because I know you don't fuck with this. You like the white girls.
I don't know about that.
They would have signed it.
I feel like he just have a preference on certain women he like. I feel like all men do. They just don't say it.
Michelle was white, I'm sure.
And I'm saying, like, he has a preference on what he likes. I have a preference on what I like. You have a preference on what you like. what was wrong with him?
Nothing's wrong with it. Secure yourself. These women come for everything that you have. You needed to sign an NDA. Regardless.
100%.
Drake makes all his women sign the NDAs. And if you ain't with it, get
but
out.
But he ended up talking about them on his records.
Hey, they paid to play. That's all I can say.
But my thing is, also, I always think about this, just like any other celebrity that ended up getting sued by these women, was he paying her behind the scenes, and then one time he choose to pay anymore, or he was like, I'm done paying your bills, I'm done doing this because you're still doing XYZ. Like, what she really
just started making it seem like everything that he did was abusive. It started getting to the point she didn't want to play those games no more.
Now you don't want to play?
Like,
okay,
so, like,
away.
in the audio, he was talking about choking her in public. And she's like, well, I don't feel like being choked. I don't want, like, she started acting like the victim, but I think it's because she was trying to shake him down for the funding, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just feel like Shannon should have just, it ain't about a race, it ain't even about an age, it's about being smart in your movement because of who you are.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to secure yourself more than anything, and like, especially with phone calls, text message, audio, video, people
There's
coming
also
in and out
video.
your house.
He was saying that she only showed 30 seconds of their segs video, tape. But he's like, it was like 15 minutes. Why are you allowing her to keep the clips? Now she finna get rich off you. She gonna leak the X tape. You feel me?
I feel like all women should have the sex tape, not the man.
But he a celebrity.
What is he gonna get out from?
She a nobody. If she leaking, she gonna make hella money.
That's why I said the woman should keep it, in the sense of not a woman like that, especially somebody that's OnlyFans. She can leak 20 seconds on OnlyFans, and how many people would just go and click that? Like, you gotta be smart about who you screw. Like, get a quiet person. Get somebody that's behind the scenes, really not out there.
Oh, like
really
a closet freak. Them ones in the closet behind the walls. Them ones that's gonna put on the glasses and take them off and slop on their knob like corn on the cob.
Yes, you get those type of women. Get somebody that's not just already showing the world what they got.
I feel that.
Because you have more of a safety that she would be quiet.
Just next time, everybody sign an NDA. Okay.
Or just don't do it at all. Find somebody.
And if you're gonna be into
trust.
that kinky stuff, just go get a prostitute out the street. She ain't gonna tell nobody. She ain't gonna tell nobody.
Don't go get no prostitute. Don't listen to her.
Hey, prostitutes be the cleanest people you ever meet because they so used to busting it wide open. They gotta keep it clean.
Girl,
they go get tested every 2 days.
Well, them those 304s that I didn't fill in the TikTok.
The 304, you didn't fill in the 304 TikTok. We're gonna have to talk about that eventually.
Girl,
but
yes.
Shannon Sharpe, you taking an L right now, and I just pray that you go get you a wholesome woman.
I'm sorry that you're going through an uncle, because you don't deserve it. I don't think any man or woman deserve anything. If she really was being essayed by him, I feel bad for her as well. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like, why all of a sudden, and like,
it's the moolah.
Yeah, and I just feel bad for both parties. Like, if she really was going through that, I feel bad for that portion of things. And if it's not true, the dirt you putting on this,
he's suing her now, so now they gotta go to court because he's suing her for defamation of character. Okay,
I feel bad for both because, girl, why you couldn't keep your mouth closed?
First of all, sex shouldn't be this complicated. It's an even exchange. Get in and out, baby. Yeah. But I get it. So Shannon, go get you a woman with some fat under her arm that's gonna make sure you eat every day. Okay, Monique tried to tell you. She tried to warn you. You didn't listen. You're hard headed. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole clip of her telling him, go date people your age. Go get a woman that's gonna give you cold, keep you warm at night. That's gonna cook for you. He refused to do that. So now this is all happening. Okay. Yeah. So you are the weakest link. Our next topic we're gonna talk about. I know you've been out here in this dating pool and doing all these things, right? And our men with all these kids and extra baby mamas. Now it's okay if you a man, you got 5 kids by one woman. Mm-hmm. But these niggas be out here being point guards, okay? Y'all be having 5 kids, 6 assists. I don't know how to say it, but y'all be out here with all these kids, and I know you recently did a story time about you dating somebody or meeting somebody trying to talk to you, and they had a lot of kids. So I'm gonna ask you about your experience. I ain't never really experienced meeting a man that had like Shit.
Any kids?
Yeah, I don't date men with kids. Okay, so if you ever try to hop in my, don't even try, because I don't date men with kids. I don't do that type of shit. So,
yes.
Tell us your take on that, because I just think nowadays we blame the woman and be like, damn, she got 5 kids and 3 baby daddies. But also, we got to understand where these baby daddies is coming from. Okay, because that one man is sleeping with at least 5 out of 100 women, and they all got the same baby daddy.
This is a tough subject because I actually know somebody that's like this, but we'll hold off on that one. We ain't even got.
I mean, well, you would. That mean you would know the experience of what goes through their mind.
Well, I have never dated or been with somebody with that many kids or anything. I could do 1 or 2 by the same person.
So if they have 2 kids, 2 baby mamas, is that a deal breaker for you?
Deal breaker.
So they gotta have 2 kids by the same baby mama.
Yes.
And
only because it's less stuff I have to think about, and in this dating world, it's a lot. It's a lot already.
What about two baby mamas, 9 kids?
No. What the
hell?
No. So actually, I did a story time on TikTok about a guy that tried to talk to me, tried to persuade me into dating him, because he said, you're not going to have to worry about my 9 kids and my 6th mother of my children. I'll try to stay away from the BM, but yeah, no. The worst is when you have multiple children and multiple mother of your children, only for the simple fact, all those broken homes.
So who do we blame in this situation? Do we blame both the woman and the man? Because I feel like a woman who meets a man who has 4 baby mamas, 7 children, you look at them odds and you say, do I want to be that statistic? Do I want to be a part of this round? Because he telling you he wants more kids, like Mr. Car Salesman. How many kids do he have?
I think he said like
6.
6.
How many baby mamas he
I
have?
think 4.
Ridiculous.
And thought I was going to say yes to a date. Baby, back. Hell no. Fuck no.
First of all, you might as well just stay.
And then you like made it seem like, oh, it was so good. Like, oh, it's nothing.
I was married twice. Or I was engaged.
I was married once and engaged. And
you made kids with this woman. You should have just made it work with them. Honestly, if you got more than 2 baby mamas, you might as well make it work with your baby mamas. Okay?
Figure it out.
Yeah, because at a certain range, nobody's taking you at that. Like, nobody's really taking you at that. So, I don't know, man. We got to start thinking logically. I know women be like, these men be having riz, but you also got to understand, are you going to be that next baby mama?
Because imagine if I did talk to that man with 9 kids. I would have been number 7 if I chose to stick around and eventually have kids. Because he wanted more kids. I said, more? And I said, so who do you want those more by? He said, my future wife. Future wife.
So you want your wife to deal with all them baby mamas and kids. They going to be running around in your house doing this, that, and the other.
And it's not the kids. I don't blame the kids. It's just now it's already 6 broken households. Now we got our household. We have to make everything work on our side. We got to always get them together. All got to be accordingly.
Right.
All got to be on the same page when it comes to certain things. It's just a lot. When you dealing with, multiple people, multiple personalities, multiple emotions at that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I agree.
2 is just enough. By myself, it's
Baby,
enough.
I'm not doing 1. If you didn't make it work with that one baby mama, baby, you're dead to me. Okay, I want to start my experiences from the 10 out. My man can't have 0. 0. 0.
Yes, so I have dated one person with the child, and it was very, very good, actually. Me and the child got along very well. No issues. Now, did he deal with a lot of stuff on the back end of the mother of his child?
You got that baby mama drama, though. He want to talk to you about it in the bedroom. Baby, I don't want to talk about that shit.
And it was a lot of that, and, having to be... It's like forcing you to pick sides when it's like, no, I need you to look at it from both sides of the playing field and look at it non-biased. And that's where sometimes it's hard as the other party, especially being a partner. Right. But yeah, multiple dating, just dating people that I'm 31.
Right.
And most guys that I possibly now will run into do have children. I'm okay with children. I'm okay with, but too many is too many.
Too many is too many.
And
So
I think 2 is just too many.
just use contraceptives. When we stop using contraceptives?
And it's not even that. It's just the simple fact, be responsible with who you lay down with and choose to have kids with, because some of these people don't even want to be with, didn't even plan to have a child with the mother of their child.
At all.
And they get stuck. And it's like, well, my body, my choice. And it's like, well, what about my decision as a man? I'm not a man, but that's how I look at it, as it's a two-party cycle, because what if that man don't want to be tied to you for the rest of his life?
Well, and this is true, but I guess I can only speak from the perspective of watching my mom be a single parent, you know what I'm saying? And she got them statistics too, 3 baby daddies, 3 kids.
Mine too.
So, and we will bring our parents on here for a Mother's Day interview, but watching her go through that alone, I just feel like at some point it's like, damn,
when the cycle
fool you once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. I'm not doing this again. At this point, she should have just stopped trusting me. Okay?
And I feel like my mom really had a good system. You know, the people that she did choose, they were good fathers. I really can't say that. But also, that plays a factor in having multiple children.
It does.
How are you as a father? What father figure? If it's going to be a broken household, how are you being a figure in that household, even though you don't live in that household? How are you contributing to your child every day? I love the ones that be like, I'm on child support, so I ain't got to do nothing else. Baby, there's still things that needs to be done in that household, even though you're not there.
And I believe that all kids, boy or girl, they need their fathers.
100%.
It's
Even
very
mothers.
important, because at some point, say for example, like me and my sister and my brother, one father decided to step up and take care of all 3 of us and treat us the same. But that was because of the circumstances, So just in that notion of knowing that, you often realize what's important and how important it is. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm only doing this once.
And that's why
if I gotta have if somebody turned to a baby daddy on me, I ain't having no more kids.
I think my take on it is, I think I waited to this age for a reason. I did watch my mom struggle. Like, my mom did an amazing job with us. All her kids did graduate high school. None of her kids had kids under the age of 18. I really was blessed with an amazing parent and a support system. Definitely,
yeah. Like I said, my mom is a superwoman. I watched her do a lot of stuff, but we ain't gonna give them too much credit. We'll talk to y'all when we talk to y'all. But anyway, it is time to play our game, Piss in the Dating Pool. And guess who's been in the hot seat of piss in the dating pool? T-Rose. All right, so T-Rose, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to name 5 things that is adding piss into the dating pool in 2025. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Hold on with the time. Hold on. I know your password because we're besties. Okay. So,
yes, 10 years in the making.
Okay, we'll get more into that, on y'all. But we're gonna start this timer. All right. On your mark.
You gotta count in your head too while I'm talking.
Get
you
set.
Gonna do
Go.
I would say number 1, fear of being vulnerable with that person. They just have fear of vulnerability. 2, just not over their exes or ex. 3, what else did I say?
5 seconds.
Not available.
3,
4.
2.
Just assholes. Oh.
See, next time don't go and explain it. Just be like, dealing with their ex, woo. Get straight to the point, okay?
Yeah.
So, TT, you felt this piss in the dating pool. So, we're going to have to try this again on one of our next episodes. And now you need to come correct, okay?
But we all know why it's piss in the dating
pool. But no,
pool.
for real, give us those 5 without the timer. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I definitely say fear of vulnerability.
Okay.
Not being available emotionally, mentally, financially.
Okay.
3, I would say just, else would it be? Just not over their ex, still dealing with their ex behind the scene.
Okay.
And 3, just trying to manipulate their way into a
That's
person's
faux,
life.
That's
faux. 4, being manipulative. And 5, just being a fucking douchebag.
Okay, douchebag. Stop being douchebags, guys. Okay?
Yeah, I've ran into a couple of douchebags.
You know, just stare at you through the screen. You know
who
I'm
talking about. Fuck.
Speaking of douchebags, because he's been getting a lot of douchebag, publicity, and we gotta talk about Kanye. Okay, my man's Kanye made a tweet on Twitter, stating that back in the day when he was younger, him and his cousin, he was at the time his cousin, I think he said his cousin was 6. They did not specify how old Kanye was. Mm-hmm. And they were rummaging through his parents' closet, and they found dirty magazines. Now, these aren't your typical dirty magazines, okay? These are the girl on girl, boy on boy kind of magazines. Now, he did say his dad had magazines, but those didn't interest them because it was 2 boys looking for some arousal. So they decided that they wanted to reenact what they saw in the magazines. And he stated that from the ages 6 to 14, him and his cousin were doing oral things on each other. Or he was doing oral things on his cousin.
Wait, rewind.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying Kanye posted on his page?
Yes, and admitted that him and his cousin were doing, his boy cousin, were doing sexual enactments of what they seen in dirty magazines.
Okay.
He stated that by the time he turned 14, he started realizing something was wrong with that, and he told his cousin, "Hey, we're not going to look at dirty magazines anymore." His cousin, a few years later, his cousin is actually locked up now, but his cousin, a few years later, shot a pregnant woman, and he is currently in jail. He claims he still has love for his cousin. He doesn't judge his cousin, but he just felt like this was something he had to get out, that he was going to take to his grave, but it was really bothering him. He had to get it out. Do we feel like he is just looking for attention, or do we feel like this is something mentally? Because, he's a rich guy. He can go get counseling and things like that. Mm-hmm. What do you think made him publicly announce this? Or do you, because, most of the time they think Kanye be trolling. Because he did drop a song. Well, I don't know if it's a song. His song, it might be AI, but it's called Cousins. And in that, he's talking about how he sucked his cousin pee-pee. From the age of 6. Okay. And, what is your take on that? Because as kids, we don't know a lot of stuff that we be doing. Mm-hmm. Especially when we're young. We don't know that certain shit we do with our cousins.
I hope it ain't true, Kanye. Big dog. I do think he is suffering from some type of mental illness. Mm-hmm. I think he has for a very long time, but now I think it's unraveling right before his eyes. I think the fame, the being out there, really known, really got a lot going on his plate, and I feel like that's what is triggering him now, and so everything's coming about. Mm-hmm. If it is true, I hope him and his cousin can find the help that they both need to kind of move forward with life. I feel bad for them. Both. And then if it's not,
why would you state it?
Yeah, that just make it, because one, he has kids, young kids.
He does. Your kids, and you had a wife. They're all gonna have to suffer from your statement, Yeah,
and it, I always look at it as, if I was a parent, what is going to affect my child on the back end? What I post, what I say, what I do. And he has a girl that I think might be in her teens.
Oh, yeah.
West is on.
Yeah, Northwest is. Yeah, she might be in her almost a teenager.
Yes, her name is Northwest. Jeez.
Because his last name was West.
But I feel like he's not realizing what he puts on the internet. That goes for any famous person. Yeah. I believe even us as non-celebrities, what we put out there just opens a can of worms for when our children do start getting on social media. A lot of people don't think about that.
Your kids are going to grow up. Mm-hmm. If you are OnlyFans model and you out here doing what you're doing and you have kids at home, when they get older, somebody going to find them clips.
Because they don't disappear. You can delete it from your page, but it could be in somebody's phone. It could be anywhere on the web.
Even female rappers.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff they be saying, and got little girls at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you trying to shelter your child from that, and you putting it out there in the world for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And we learn from the internet nowadays.
We do. A lot of kids, a lot of young people learn from the internet, and they are influenced. We are influenced by what we see.
And what we hear. Because now we are back into that day and age of the podcasts that become on our phones.
Yeah.
We spend 90% of our day in technology, rather it's a computer screen or a phone. So I just feel like what you put out there is like detrimental. And like I said, I really hope it's not true. Because that would be an ugly thing to have to unfold, not only that he has to deal with it mentally. If he felt as though that was going to clear his conscience, you went about it the wrong way.
Put it out there to the world. Like, again, this man is a billionaire. Yeah. If he wanted to get the help or needed to talk to somebody, I feel like he should have sought counseling for that.
Yeah, because nobody on the internet can help him. Like, we can't help. Like, I couldn't help him.
And then, where were your parents? Did they not know that all this was going on? These acts of oral pleasures.
But you gotta understand, parents back when we were growing up, Kanye's not that much older.
Because he's talking about magazines. You know,
like,
we used to find the HBO late at
CDs,
night.
CDs. We ain't gonna talk about the CDs.
Them
DVD.
And the parents' dresses and stuff going under the panty drawers drawer. I think we didn't know that was under there. I done found a few things.
Hello.
So.
Sorry, mamas.
We had video, you know, so he talking about magazines, so you could tell this was back in the day that they was really, but from 6 to 14, eventually you got to start saying, like, something ain't right.
Yeah.
You know, and why am I doing this with my cousin? You know, 6, I can see kids experiment. They don't know what the heck they doing.
No, I think, I feel like just having too much access to freedom. Yeah. My mama used to say, when it's too much time, it's where you can play. It's just too much. I forgot what the saying was. It was just like something my mama used to always say, when you got too much time, it's just a field day almost. Like, you could get away with everything. Nobody see nothing. Yeah. And baby, what? Growing up on the block, I remember we used to play Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl. If my mama knew what that game was, tag it on your booty.
We did used to play Catch a Girl, Freak. I don't know if that's some Chicago
Freaky
stuff.
Friday.
But... yeah, Cat was that some Chicago stuff? We're horrible.
But
comment below. Y'all ever play Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl? Because I
don't even. And then it would be like, I would literally. I'm sorry,
we didn't do Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl. When we played, it was called Catch a Girl, Juke a.
Well, yes, that's you couldn't really freak nobody else. You know, that wasn't it. But that was the name that they used to say a lot. But no, it was like juking, but you really wasn't doing that because nobody, your mama, somebody on the block on the back porch or in the window.
Yeah, kids, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Like, you never can really tell what kids is up to. Because we're influenced by so many different things.
And now this generation, baby, I don't know what we going into.
We're going to get into that. That's got to be another episode because I would love to dive into, like, the youth and the influences that they have from fashion to model influencers, things, all of that. And, but yeah, I just really hope that Kanye finds what he's looking for. I know him and Kim's divorce is really taking a toll on him, you know, so maybe this is a act of cry or cry out, an act. I can't think about it right now.
She can't help him anyway. She can't help herself.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
This is true, but Kim has also influenced a lot of people, you know, with her branding and how she carries herself, her TV shows, things like that. So she also has the impact of the youth, you know. So I just hope Kanye finds his help that he needs, because I hate to see a black man out here just manipulating themselves and putting themselves out there. But yeah, Kanye is a dope artist, you know, and to see him going through all this, but it's so much stuff going on in the industry that he probably got caught up in the middle of that.
My favorite album was Watch the Throne, him and Jay-Z.
Watch the Throne?
Yeah.
I did like Watch the Throne, but I ain't gonna lie, I like College Dropout was the number one. Like,
I think we were just listening to, listening to some song. Was it just me and you listening to it?
Yeah, they was playing it at the old event we was at.
Okay.
But yeah, they was playing, it's got Yeah, I love that. You know what I'm saying?
That was the only album
that was
I probably
good.
knew.
Watch the Throne. Jesus Christ. We're going to play a segment one of these days. How much do take TT's black card is what we're going to call it. Take T-Roll's black card is going to be a segment. But in other news, what would you say? Let's do our word of the day. Not of the day. Word of the week.
Word of the week.
So, TT, what's your word of the week that you standing by this week?
Ooh, I am going to say centered. I have been like really this week has been eating, friend. I'm talking.
Oh, it's been a good week for you. We
This
have to talk
week
about this a little
is-
deeper.
This week has been something. Like, rather it was just the vibe of the week, the sunshine, the beautiful weather, or just like feeling like I was in the most positive mind space I can say I've been in a while. And I
Okay.
think because of the way of the weather breaking, but this week really ate. I really was very centered with myself, and I felt very empowerment, like just waking up every morning, getting myself dressed, like make sure I looked at it presentable, but just, it was something, and you know, somebody might have had a little something to do with it.
Ooh. Shout out to whoever had something to do, because you was doing what you was doing. Okay?
Nah, but I just think this week I really focused on myself and my happiness. I wasn't worried about like moving and grooving for somebody else. Like, even though my weekend's about to get to the point where I'm gonna be moving and grooving for like what I have to run and do, but this week was really, really, really nice. So I enjoyed it. Starting from Easter Sunday, I really want to say I went to Fogo de Chao for the first time. Baby, that food was. After the word, we ate, and it was really, really good. And then I watched you host, so it was very nice and inspiring, but it was fun.
I wasn't doing nothing godly. I was hosting 420 events. So, you know, because God is the most high. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. He put it on 420 day because he wanted you to know that he is the most high.
Hello.
Okay. I would say my word of the week is energy. Because I ain't been having a lot of it lately. Okay. I've been trying to push myself and find the energy. You know. So this week I pushed myself to find the energy. Whether I didn't feel like doing it, I got up. I moved.
Yes.
I shot my TikToks. Follow me on TikTok, by the way. Follow her on TikTok, by the way. And
She
follow
did
us
the
on TikTok,
tutorial?
by the way. I'm going to put that right here. You know, and I got, because lately, like I said, the energy just ain't been there. So now that my energy is back, we're going to say the word is energy. Because it took me some energy to show up and do this podcast, okay? Because we're doing it.
We're
doing it.
We're
We're doing it.
doing it.
So the energy, I mean, I just had a lot of stuff to do this week. So I couldn't sit in a low energy or low vibration. I had to be, I had to get up. I had to find the energy. I hosted, like I said, 420 events, practices, this, you know what I'm saying, and just getting more consistent with my TikToks. So energy, I would say, is my word. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I think we down to the itty bitty titty committee gritty of this show.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? Because we don't want to give it to y'all all the time. So, make sure you tune in next Monday at 7 p.m. because we're going to drop another banger on you.
7 p.m.
You feel me? Again, I'm going to ask you this. Make sure you like. It's not hard. This stuff is free.
I'm
Matter of
looking
fact,
at you.
go ahead and like right now. All right. Now I need you to go ahead and comment. I don't care if you put emojis, okay? It don't cost you nothing. You text your girlfriend and your boyfriend all the time.
Give
You
me
send
some
them text
feedback.
messages. Just comment below. Tell me what you think of the show. Tell me what you liked about it, what you disagree with, what you agree with. And subscribe, okay? Most people view and they don't subscribe. And I know what it's for. It's because when we drop that link on social media, you just click it and it pop up and then it tell you to log in with your Gmail and you don't be want to do all of that. I feel that. But support your girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then
Subscribe.
also when you subscribe to the pages, you know when the videos are dropping.
Boom.
We might drop some
Notification bar.
bonuses.
Notification bar.
You might get a little extra tea.
Ain't this what the kids be doing now? Got your ass. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to the She Shed Podcast. where women become unfiltered. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll holler
Follow
at y'all.
our TikTok page, Instagram page, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yep, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and you know this page, the main page, okay? Get down where you get down. Shout out to our videographer. We got to give him a hand clap.
Thank you.
Period. Because he ain't have to do this. I know he don't be wanting to hear all this girl talk. We're going to bring him on the show so y'all can get to see who he is. Because I'm sure he got some stuff to say, but...
He probably had something to say behind the scenes today.
He probably was. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. We'll holler at y'all. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. And make sure you tune in next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Persuasive, got marijuana, so flirtatious.